Hi guys, it's Private First Class Dylan Pagano, United States Army, Pennsylvania Army National Guard, and this is part 3 of a few-part segment. This is going to be Red Face, the starting of basic training. And this is about your first 3 weeks. People say it's the worst, and I actually think this is probably the easiest time you'll ever have at your training. You might disagree. I told you I would show, if you watched my last video, the new BCGs. They're really not that bad. They're quite stylish, and I think they don't look too bad, but I'm not going to wear them because I have my contacts on. And these are also the gloves you're going to get. As you can see, mine have been worn a little bit. I didn't wear them when I was down basic that much. I wear them more now when I'm here than I did down there. Red face. I'll start with a pickup. when you're leaving reception, I have you have everything out. You have your duffel bag, your laundry bag, your personal bag. What else do you have? Yeah. For us, we had to put our personal bag in our laundry bag. I mean, you stuff everything you have. Pack it neat if you want, just so that it fits in there good, but it's going to get destroyed once you get to your barracks. So just expect that. Get ready for it. Anyways, sorry about that. Got there and we're sitting on our duffel bags, and they give us our packet, and I think we had to keep our packet on us too, which is, we had to give it to our drill sergeants when we got down range. They do a roster, and they let you know what platoon you're in. And this is the first time I met my drill sergeant. We'll go Drill Sergeant J for security purposes. Cool guy. If you get him, it's in Alpha Company 181. You probably won't get him because he should be going somewhere else shortly. Not being a drill sergeant anymore. Still a tanker in the United States Army. Anyways, he's a cool guy, but when you get there, you're intimidated by him. And I was the second platoon. We were the Hellhounds. You take white tape and you put it around the nozzle of your Camelback and around the handle that's on the actual bladder thing itself, letting everyone know what platoon you're in. It's not going to tell you your company, but it lets you know what platoon you're in. Now, getting on the bus, they made us, we had to front load all our stuff so you could sit in the seats better. Basically, you take your duffel bag and throw it on the front, and we had our laundry bag slinging over the side, and you're trying to carry it, and it's just not working. It's really heavy at first, and it's not heavy once you graduate because you got that muscle that you didn't have before. I'm not saying I'm bigger now than when I left, but I'm stronger. I guess you learn to deal with the pain and the uncomfortableness. But anyways, got on the bus, and this is where the shark attack happens. Now, for us, we were unfortunate because there was a graduation the day that we went to basic. So, that graduation, the parade field, Braves Rifle Field in Fort Benning, Georgia, which is right next to 181 and the 515 Cav, and there's a few Marine barracks there for tankers and some mechanics for Bradleys and tanks. And we're right next to the parade field, so they couldn't be like that in front of families and civilians. So they took us all the way up the other end by the track off the highway, and they told us, okay, you're going to get off this bus and you're going to run. Well, I had been the last person to get on the bus, so I had to be the first person to get off the bus. Now, getting off the bus sucked because I had my duffel bag loaded. And when you get on these buses, all military buses, for some reason, right by the door, there's this little curve thing. It's weird, and you're going to almost always trip over it. Even when you get used to it, you're going to trip over it. Eventually, you might not, but I always did, because I'm clumsy. Anyways, I hit this, and Drill Sergeant Whiskey, who was actually 3rd Platoon's drill sergeant, was on my bus. And he told me, get the fuck off this bus. Well, I did. I ran, I tripped, I flew down the steps, I landed on the bottom step, catching myself, and got off the bus. Now, when I'm running, I felt like I was running so much faster than everyone else because everyone looked like a blur. I tripped, fell in front of my drill sergeant who was on a few buses ahead of me. And you're running with a bag on your front and you're running with a laundry bag over your back. It's just a drawstring bag that's pretty big. It's awkward to run like that. You're trying to, you look retarded. Everyone does. And you're like, this is not working. You're running, and I ran across the street. Then I ran back across the street, tripped again. I said, screw this. I'm going to take the few seconds getting yelled at. Hey, advice, drop your bags first thing, throw them on your back and run. And hold your laundry bag like this. A lot easier. It's not going to fall off as bad. Got down there, and they do a few things like make sure you all, line your bags up the same way. Dress right dress, which when you didn't know that, and they teach you your first exercise, which ours was the push-up, front lean and rest position, move. You'll learn that. It's not. You eventually will like it. It's weird. Anyways, then they'll be like, okay, you have, 20 seconds to go grab your duffel bag and get back over here in formation. Everyone dress right dress, which no one knows what that means. Basically, everyone's duffel bag has to be placed in the same way, and you have a plastic part on the one end of the duffel bag with a white label with your name and the last word, your social. It doesn't matter which way it's facing, as long as it's all facing the same way. So whoever's on the right is facing it to the right, face yours to the right too, and you can't go wrong. But not everyone's going to get that. And just letting you know, just for watching these videos, even though you're going to know a few more things, it's not going to help you. Sorry, my videos won't help you. It'll help you knowing what you got to do, but people who didn't watch the videos are still going to mess up and get you in trouble and get you dropped for nothing. Just what's going to happen. Anyways, going to our bay, I was really surprised when I ran into the bay because it was cold. They told us to dump all our stuff, and I mean, you dump everything. First few weeks you do things like first aid, which everyone worries about the test, and they tell you if you're not going to pass it, you're going home, but you get like 3 or 4 tries, and they're not going to send you home. But you should pass it, and it's not hard. And they also have a streamer for that, which my platoon won that. Pretty sweet. Had the most number of first time goes. Also, I think you do your first ruck. Yeah, you do your first ruck march, which is 4K. It's not bad. It's 2.5 miles. That's 4K is 2.5 miles. And your last one should be a 16K, but when you're in combat MOSs, they usually make you do a 20K. For all AIT graduation, you have to do a 16, but my company and a lot of other companies I know do a 20. Infantry will tell you they do 24, who knows if they do. I didn't do it, so I don't know. Anyways, you do that, and you do the gas chamber, and you start BRM, you get your rifles, and you're going to get your bed flipped a few times. I never had mine flipped, because I learned, and I watched a video somewhere on here on how to make a military bunk. It's not bad. It's also called a rack. Never leave your wall locker unsecure. You'll learn that first thing. PT, not going to teach you about that, but it's all stuff. First few weeks, they're easy. They're teaching you. Just listen to what you got to do and do it. Even if you don't think it's right, do it. And also, when you referring to a drill sergeant, I learned this firsthand, don't say drill sergeant with their last name. Say drill sergeant, private, blah, blah, blah. Request permission to speak, and then they will say what private, and then you talk. Make sure it's a valid point or they'll drop you because you're being stupid. But I'll get into white phase next more, and maybe a little bit more red in the next video. Answer questions. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.